Louis. Only. Hello. How is everyone? How are you? How's your shoulder, Gillian? How is your shoulder? I hope it's a little bit better. You need to rest it. But I found a few things that will help for your shoulder. Oh, hello, Sandra. Lovely to see you. I'm glad you're up early. I was up at 5 because Robert couldn't sleep. I feel like I've had a newborn again. So I'm just going to sleep now. Look, my blue plaster is off, so it's only a little one left on my foot. The whole foot has been scratched and healed. So I think I might stand or can stand. It still feels like something sticks into my foot if I walk, which is really worrying me. Okay, Growl is going to do it with us. Minion is dead. Minion also had a newborn last night.
Happens, doesn't it?
Okay, lie down on your back, I know. So hello, everyone. On your backs. Gillian, I hope if you're in, I hope your shoulder is okay. Take a nice deep breath in, shrug your shoulders back, and just take your legs from side to side. Loosen up your back. Drink your last sip of coffee.
That just did.
So we're going to do a little bit of legs again. I'm going to try and stand off my foot. I think we can do a little bit more than yesterday. It stopped bleeding. I am a little bit of a wuss. So stuff like this really freaks me out. Oh, there's 2 flies above dancing together.
What?
Look.
Indeed. Got the windows open.
And back to the middle. Feet underneath your knees. And just a few spinal curls to loosen up the back in this direction. Shrug the shoulders back and down. And back to neutral, hug in your knees. Big hug in, squeeze them towards your chest. And then bring your knees together and just lift up your feet a little bit. So about less than 90 on the hip flexion, but 90 on the knees. And then we're just going to squeeze the knees together and take the feet out. It's a little bit more challenging if you have your legs a little bit closer to you. So don't think that you're going to go crazy. Knees together, you can squeeze them together and just take the feet out. Keep the navel to spine and bring them back. Take one foot to the floor, cross the other leg over your knee, push that knee back and grab underneath your hamstring to stretch. Now you can roll yourself a little bit towards the right to make that worse. Squeeze it in as soon as it eases off. And just roll back to the middle. If you have rolled over to the right, cross the other leg over. I didn't give a direction the first time. Oops. Hug in underneath your hamstring. So what I meant was rolling to the right, rolling towards the opposite side of where the knee is flexed. So my right leg is now over my left, so I have to roll to the left. That's what I meant. I didn't give you a leg. I didn't realize. And just squeeze it in, stretch it out. And back to the floor. Take your feet down again. And then walk your feet out, but keep your knees in. So let the hip internally rotate a little bit. Let your knees drop in. And then see how far you can walk your feet out without knees going in. It's not going to be excessive. Just get a little bit of a rotation in. And then drop in. And just hold that. And walk them back to the middle. Roll up to your bottoms. And then just take your legs, sit back a little bit, take your legs, the feet to the side of the mat, and drop one leg in and one leg out. And you can sit up a little bit higher once you've done that. And just hold that. I'm guessing the internal rotation, so the back leg is going to be painful. You feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Just hold that, sit back so that it's not that much of a strain. And then start to come up with that knee on the floor. And just put your hands in your chest. And we're just going to rotate from one knee to the other one, into the back knee. And back to the first knee. And rotate to the back leg. Just keep doing that. And keep that knee down if you can, but don't force this. If your knee pinches, just be careful because then it's stuck. You don't really want to play with it too much if it's stuck. And then one last time, rotate to the front leg. To the front leg. And you're like a pigeon, you're just going to go over that front leg, stretch that front leg out, which should feel okay because we've just done a stretch. And all the way up to the top. And then rotate again to the back leg. You can hold onto your leg and your foot. Keep up nice and straight. Just hold that stretch. See if you can rotate as that leg gets used to that rotation. You okay?
Yeah.
And release. Sit back and bring your feet back to the middle. Before we go to the other side, just walk your feet out and drop your knees in and see if you notice a difference between the two legs. This is the only time in my life that I will have a thigh gap.
I thought your knees were supposed to be together.
I can't. You've got a good internal rotation. You don't feel it?
I feel it.
Okay.
It is very
Walk
painful.
your feet back. And I don't know which side did I...
Is that the benefit of no knees?
Yes. I don't know which side I said. Did I give a side the first time? And I'll drop it to the other side. Drop both legs to the other side and then start to come up.
Loose on the instructions.
I am loose on the instructions. My foot's sore.
That can't be an excuse for everything. Your brain isn't sore.
My brain is sore with my foot. Okay, then come sit up nice and high. Hands into your chest. And we're going to rotate towards the front leg and rotate towards the back one. I think I might have to switch sides so that you can see me. Rotate towards the front leg, rotate towards the back one. And the front and the back. What did Julian say about her shoulder? Let me check. You do that.
Thank you.
Oh, internet down. I'm sorry. Okay, back to the front leg. And just fold over that front leg like you would a pigeon. If you walk yourself a little bit towards your foot, it's a bigger stretch. And walk it back. Rotate towards the back leg. Just hold that. And rotate back. Come back to the middle. Feet and knees together. And then walk your feet out again. Drop the knees in. You can bring them nice and close. Or closer to your bum so that your knees can touch. I don't have good internal rotation. I have noticed. Ah, so painful. So painful.
I feel it. It's not as painful as a freaking goddess.
I just love the fact that I have a thigh gap. I'm always going to sit like this. And it's like cheating skinniness. Take the fact. Roll down on your mat. Oh, the things you'll do. Me. And we're going to roll onto the side where you can see the laptop first. Lie on your arm, tuck in your tailbone, and lift up that top leg and just push it back a little bit. We're going to play a lot with our legs today. Yay. Hold it there. Make sure you're behind the midline and your tailbone is tucked in. And then we're just going to pulse it up and down. Imagine there's a wall behind you and you're just sliding it up and down that wall. Push it back a little bit. And then hold it there, 45 degrees. So you're going to come down, foot forward, and then as you lift it up, rotate the foot up. And come down, rotate that foot forward. Lift it up, rotate the foot up. Keep this leg behind you. Keep your tailbone tucked in. Keep your tummy tucked in. Try not to arch your back to compensate for that. Keep it tucked in. Rotate the foot up. Rotate it forward. Rotate that foot up. Rotate it forward. Behind you. And back to the middle. Kick that foot all the way back. Keep it just above your other leg. Kick it all the way back. Tuck your tailbone in and squeeze that bottom without arching your back. So if you go back too far, you've arched your back. So make sure everything is tucked in and just push it back. Squeeze your bum like you're squeezing a ball, a stress ball, and just push it back. Again, you're not very high, you're just back, lifted above the other leg. Squeeze it back. Don't arch your back. Arch your back. Arch your back. Don't arch your back. Squeeze your bum. Squeeze your bum. And bring that knee forward. Bring that foot forward and then bend your knee in to the front of the mat. Foot straight. Lift it up. So roll it up. Roll it down. And push it all the way back into that extension again. Tummy tucked in. And bring it forward. Lift it up. Bring it down and push it back into that extension without arching your back. So make sure you are not arching and that tailbone is tucked in. One more time, bring it forward, lift it up. And take it back. Squeeze it back. Now just bring it forward slightly, but you're again not going to the midline. And squeeze it up again. And you should start to now feel that a little bit in your bum as well, not just on the side. Keep your bum squeezed in quite tightly as you lift it up. So don't go for height. Kind of squeeze every time you lift up your foot. And back down. Feet together. And we're going to just go onto our arms just to help us. And you're just going to lift both legs up. You can choose, actually, I prefer it down, sorry. Lift both legs up, hold your balance. And you're going to kick one foot forward and then switch. Forward, switch. Again, don't go for too much movement. Just go for controlled movement instead of a lot of movement. So don't kick it forward and go crazy. Squeeze your bum as you squeeze it back. And back to the middle. Keep it lifted. Now we're just going to squeeze the legs back, squeeze your bum, and pulse it up. Both legs. Keep your bum squeezed together. It's almost like you're holding a plank, but on the side. And back to knees bent, feet on top of each other. This time you have to come up on your elbows because we're going to do a double clam. So we're going to lift up top and bottom. So when you're ready, on your elbow and lift up bum, both knees open. Hold that and then squeeze forward a little bit so that your tailbone stays tucked in. Hold that. And lift up the top leg. Bring it back to clam and come down. Lift it up. Gillian, if your shoulder is sore, if you are doing this or doing this later, I want you to do clam like this and leave your shoulders out of this. So that's for anyone who has a sore shoulder. Skip this bit and just do just normal clam. Lift up, squeeze forward, lift up that top leg, bring it down, and all the way down. Lift it up, squeeze forward, straighten that leg, and down. Every time you come up, remember not to arch your back. Last time, lift up, squeeze your pelvis forward, lift up that top leg, and bring it down. Go onto your arm, lift up again with that leg diagonally behind you, lift up the top leg, and we're just going to kick it forwards and back like we usually do. Try and keep the height. And back to the middle. Go onto your hands and knees. I want you to only do the leg that you've just worked. So on your hands and knees, make sure your balance is level to spine. Tuck the leg that you've worked, tuck that toe under, and then take that leg in a straight line, feet looking back. Lift it up without arching your back, so be very wary not to do this. And just pulse it. Hold it in the air, bend that knee in, foot to the ceiling, navel to spine, and pulse it again. Don't arch your back. If your knee splays out a little bit, that's fine. If you're more worried about keeping that knee in and forgetting to pulse, it can go out a little bit. If it's easier for you, like this. And back to the middle. Turn onto the other side. Roll down, arms, head on your arms, lift up the top leg, push it back a little bit and pulse it out, squeeze the bum. So that pushing back off the bottom, that pushing back is a bum squeeze. If you squeeze the bum, that leg naturally goes back, and that's all you're looking for. So bum squeeze. The bum squeeze is doing the movement for you. Tailbone tucked in, tummy tucked in, and hold it there. You're going to lift up, externally rotate, so foot up, and come down, foot looking forward. Up, foot up, keep it behind you, keep that bum squeezed, and down, looking forward. And lift it up, and down, looking forward. And again. Squeeze that bum. That bum should hold you. I'm doing it right on this side. I did it wrong on the other side. I can feel the difference. And forward. You're going to squeeze back, really contract that bottom. Keep that navel to spine, hold it back. And just squeeze it back. And the squeezing is a bum squeeze that's moving the leg. Keep the navel to spine. Bum squeeze. I'm doing it, so the other side I was doing it wrong. And I didn't feel it, but this side I feel I'm really squeezing. And bring that leg forward, bend it in as you come forward, lift it up, rotate it up, squeeze, bring it down, push it back, squeeze, and bring it forward. Lift it up, bring it down, squeeze it back. Don't arch the back, lift it, bring it forward. Bend the knee, lift up that knee, keep the foot down, bring it back, squeeze. Last one. Bring it forward, lift it up. And squeeze it back. Squeeze. Bring your legs down, go onto your, no, don't go. Yes, go onto your elbow. Am I doing it wrong? Did I miss something?
Yes, you missed it lot.
What did I miss?
Both legs.
Oh, yes. I hate
forward
that.
And backwards, forward and backwards, forward and backwards, forward and backwards.
We've done forward and backwards. That's coming.
Okay.
Both legs, I forgot. Both legs.
The sequence feels slightly shorter than the other one.
I am so sorry. This bum is sore. I want to finish.
Aha! I caught you out, Kitty.
Lift up both legs. And forward and back. Squeezing the back leg back.
I don't know why I've asked for this. I should have just said, no, you've forgotten nothing.
I don't like this. I don't have the balance and I don't have the core strength. Oh, I can't believe I forget everything. I'm focused on my foot. Such a
one thought at a time.
I didn't need to
let's not occupy the brain.
And back to the middle, feet together, just keep lifted and just squeeze it up like you are doing.
Tanya really likes this one.
Like you're doing.
I don't know why.
Tanya, do you really like this one?
It's like a fish.
Like a fish. I know. Keep everything squeezed in. You should feel this in your tummy, in your bum. Can't believe I forgot this. And now relax. Come now onto your elbow. And if your shoulder is sore, stay down. Legs in 45 degrees. We're going to do a double climb lift.
I can't do it. My internet is down.
Double climb lift. And then we're going to straighten out. No, bring in that knee. No, what did we do? I can't. I'm upset about the weather.
What do we do?
I think we just lifted it up. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, you lifted it up and then you straightened it out.
Yes, that's it. Okay. Climb, open, lift up. Bring it down. Go down. Lift it up again. I mean, at the rate I'm going, you are finished by now and I'm still talking, getting stuck. And down. Lift it up. I don't want to do this. And down. Last one. Lift it up. Straighten out that leg. And down. Onto your hand. Lift up. Again, bottom leg on the floor. Top leg straight. And kick it forwards. And back. That's the one you were talking about, Billy. Forwards and back. I can't keep this side lifted. Such fun. And just come down. It's enough. Onto your hands, knees. The leg that you have worked, tuck that toe under, straighten out that leg, flex the foot down, don't arch the back. You go, so tuck in everything.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
That old chestnut.
Hold your balance and just pulse that leg, squeezing that bum up and down. And then that foot in, ceiling, foot to the ceiling, and squeeze that. Don't arch the back. You can widen that knee a little bit if it's easier. Enough. Back to child's pose. Wiggle your bum down. Enough is enough.
4 minutes.
4 minutes. Okay. So again, Gillian, shoulders. Keep this. I know you're not on, but if you are going to do it later, maybe don't put this pressure on your shoulders. For the rest of you, no such luck. Elbows down. Grab your hand, and just go into a low plank.
My team is doing competition on this.
What's the competition?
To see who can hold this the longest.
I hate this.
And guess what the record is?
What?
So far, they think it's going to be beaten today. 4 minutes and 4 seconds.
Well, let's hold it then. 4 minutes and 4 seconds. So my one foot is down, ignore that. That's just my sore foot that doesn't like to stretch.
I need to partake in that competition. I think I need to be fresh.
Okay, rock it forwards and back a little bit. And come back to the middle, just hold. Navel to spine, legs squeeze together, ignore my flat foot. And lift up your bum into a dolphin. And come back into a plank hold. You can just hold the plank if you want.
Should have just done it.
Push away from the shoulders. Lift up into a dolphin, skip that rear, just put your knees down. And forward into that low plank again. I'm just going to do that. Knees to the floor, child's pose. Just a little shoulder warmer for this Friday, and to get the action off the legs a little bit. Shake out your arms, roll them back, and then just go onto your knees. Tuck your tailbone forward, and just lean back a little bit to stretch out the quads, not too much. Tuck that tailbone way forward. Lean back a little bit, but don't arch your back, just lean back. You should feel that stretch. Come back down. If you want to, you can take your feet out and set your bum between your legs, feet looking up. That's also an internal rotation. That's up to you. Really be all flexible. Straighten out your shoulders. For those of you who want to, you can lean back a little bit and just go for that stretch. Don't do this if your knees doesn't like this. It's not friendly on the knees if you have knee issues. It's okay if you're healthy. If you have healthy joints, then you can go for it. See if you can get your bum down between your feet. My children sit like this. My child sits like this. I don't understand it. And just stretch it back. I always say don't do this excessively, but we never do this, so it's a nice little internal stretch. Oh, yeah, I can see my foot properly from this angle.
Oh, you should have done that.
I should have done this trying to get the gloves out.
Yeah.
Hold that. You can lean back even more if you want to. Get a bigger stretch in. I don't have very flexible internal rotators or hip flexors for that matter. So this I find a little bit challenging. I can't go further than this. If you can go down, please do. Just be careful of your knees. Keep your tummy tucked in though, so don't arch your back to come down. Keep everything in line. Or put your elbows down if you want.
Oh, it's a bit difficult to come out again, isn't it?
So it's frog.
Yeah, it is like frog.
And then lift it up. Press onto your feet, that helps. Don't if you've got glass in it. Come up all the way to the front. Push into a cat stretch. Tuck your toes under. Just go into a downward dog, just to stretch it out. Ignore my foot, that's lazy.
Lazy or sore.
So, stretch it out. Let's see if I can.
Don't press it. But that's good.
It's not that bad, it's just every time I do this, the wound opens up. Stretch it out. And knees down, cross your legs into an external rotation. Very nice. Lean forward, round out your back, wiggle your bum down. See if you can get yourself folded over your legs, if it's possible. And then drop your head. And then roll it up until you hit your tailbone. Shrug the shoulders back. Sit up nice and high, hands open on your knees. Tuck your chin in, push your head back a little bit. Shrug the shoulders back and down. Take a nice deep breath in. Keep the shoulders down. And then when you bring it down, kind of bend your arms down like you're doing wall angels. Keep the shoulders back and down. Move your arms down until they're parallel to the floor. And move them up again. And move them down. Shoulders back and down. And move them up. We're going to do this on the floor tomorrow. All the way down, parallel, not all the way. Move them up. And hands into your chest. You are done for today. Very strange loss.
Let's pick up the legs.
Oh, I hate legs. And this first time I cheated, and I don't like it when I cheat. I accidentally cheated. Accidentally. It's always accidental. Okay, have a lovely day. Sandra, have a lovely day. It was lovely to know that you are there. See you all tonight for the stretchy, resty pillow. Lie on a pillow yoga. That's kind of fun. I've now learned to enjoy lying on a pillow and talking and closing my eyes and breathing. So tonight we're lying on a pillow and chilling. And otherwise I will see you tomorrow. Bye.